Okay, hi guys. Let's just talk about college for a minute. Now don't hold me to that because it's probably gonna take way longer than that to get all this out. If you, if you know what I mean. Okay, so basically this is my fourth semester at my college and I've hated them since day one. I'm not even gonna lie about it, not gonna sugarcoat it, not gonna be like, oh, it's not that bad. It is that bad. It is really that bad. So this school is basically a bunch of idiots. Let's just go ahead and put that out there. Not the people going there. There's a lot of smart people attending this college and a lot of dumb people, as always. But the people who work there are idiots. Like, they hate people. They get mad if you ask them a question, which is like their job. Like, they're there to help you, but as soon as you ask them to help you, they get like really pissy and they don't want to be anywhere near you and they're just like huffy puffy. Oh my god. And it's really ridiculous. Like, I'm pretty sure they hate everyone, so I'm like, why would you work when you're gonna be around people every day? Like, you obviously need a different job. That's one thing. And then the second thing, there's this. So my school partnered up with the CDC and made all these posters, okay? And the reason they did this is because I've only been there, I just started my fourth semester, and they already had like 4 outbreaks of stuff at my school. Like, obviously not very safe. So, and one of the outbreaks was like crazy. It was like tuberculosis, and I was like terrified of it because like my teacher was the one who brought it to the school, and he kept coming anyway, which is like such a horrible thing to do, but he kept coming anyway. And then there was like this massive outbreak of tuberculosis, and it was ridiculous, and I had to get this like weird shot, and it like made a bubble on your arm. It was gross, like really gross. You don't ever want to take that. So basically, because of all that, they teamed up with the CDC, which is the Center for Disease Control, and they made all these posters that have this big stop sign. And it's like, stop. If you feel, and it like lists all these symptoms of the flu, it's like, you may have the flu. You need to go home. Don't come into the classroom if you have these symptoms. And it basically tells you to go home and stay home and do not go out at all except for medical attention. Well, that's all fine and dandy. But then you get into your classroom and you talk to your teachers, and basically, this is only my second day of class for this semester. On the first day of class, they do all that boring crap. They go over their syllabus and they talk about, the honesty policy and all this other crap that the school makes them talk about. But each and every one of my teachers is like, you cannot miss days. I don't care if your mom dies. I don't care if this happens. I don't care if da-da-da-da-da. And they're like naming off all this stuff. And even my teacher said, I don't care if you get swine flu and you're sick for 3 weeks. You better be in this class. Hold up. I don't want the swine flu. Don't tell my people, my peers, that if they have the swine flu, they need to come to class. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Like, what's the point of even putting the signs up? Because they put the signs up and then all the teachers basically totally contradict it. And they're like, I don't care how sick you are. I don't care if you're going to bring the zombie virus to the school and kill everyone. You better be at my class. It's really stupid. Like, they don't even understand either. So, but then to make it worse, like, the teachers are just so not worth the money that we have to spend on them. And that probably sounds bad because most people are like, oh, teachers don't get paid that much and stuff. Yes, if they are a good teacher. Most of the teachers at this college do nothing but sit on their butts and stuff their face while we work and while we teach ourselves. And it really pisses me off because you're paying for a service and you're not getting it. You're paying all this money, and basically what I'm doing is I'm paying to sit in a classroom and be babysat by some idiot who doesn't want to do their job. I'm paying for this huge book so that I have to shuffle through it myself, figure everything out for myself, and then pass the test myself, graduate by myself, and it's like totally ridiculous because I'm like, what am I even paying for? Obviously, this college should be free because I'm doing everything myself, or they should be paying me because, I'm graduating myself. You might as well pay me. Where's my paycheck, guys? It's ridiculous. Like, but then, when we really get down to it, the education system right now is a piece of crap. really, really bad. I mean, it really makes no sense. It makes zero sense. None of it does. Not the colleges, not the high schools, not the middle schools, not the elementary schools, not the primary schools. It's a bunch of crap. And, like, you don't realize how bad it is until you actually, like, hear one of my teachers today said that there isn't enough school, that kids should be going more than 5 days a week, and they should be going for more than 7.5 hours, which is so stupid. The idea is not, okay, bombard them with more, because he had the nerve to be like, if you're not at school, what are you doing? You're not doing anything. You're sitting on your butt playing video games all the time if you're not at school. I'm sorry, no. Where did you get that idea? When I come home, I do. I mean, like, all kinds of crap. Like, you have to have some time to do the homework. I mean, dear God, they give you so much homework now. Like, even in elementary school, it's ridiculous. Okay. Have to have time for that. Good God, I'm sorry, I have to eat and, like, pee and take a shower and, like, other things that normal people have to do. Like, okay. I mean, you have to have time for your family. You have to have time for friends. You have a job. I mean, obviously, at certain levels, but you still have a job. Like, you need a job, too. If you're lucky enough to have one, you can't just be like, okay, well, I can't work anymore because I have to be at work 7 days a week. I mean, school. See, I'm just so aggravated. I'm, like, messing up my words. But it made no sense. And he sat there and he said that. And then when we were like, no, there's enough school, he was like, no, there's not. Because kids aren't doing anything anyway. I'm sorry, but can I just say, what are they doing when they're not at school? Who cares? They are children. They need to be allowed to be children. Like, people just don't understand that. You're not going to get, great citizens by force feeding them this crap all the time and not letting them be themselves, not letting them be children, not letting them have time to themselves. It's ridiculous. I was so stressed out in high school that I was, like, seriously physically ill for so long. It was ridiculous because all they do is just push you. And it's really stupid because you're not actually learning anything. The education system now is basically like 4 steps, okay? And it's RMRF. Read, memorize, regurgitate, forget. And that's all it is. You read it, and most of the time, not even the teacher, you read it, they tell you what to read, you read it, you have to memorize it for the test, you get the test in front of you, you quickly regurgitate it, and then afterwards, it's totally out of your mind. That's it, it's gone. And that's the end of it. Like, that's not learning. That is not an education, okay? That's not what that is. And people are like, well, no, they just don't want to because they think it's boring. Well, oh my God, look what you've done to it. If you hadn't ruined the education system, kids would love school. And that's not a lie because kids are curious people. They're very curious. They want to learn things. They want to know things. That's why they ask so many questions. But instead of listening to their questions and answering their questions and actually teaching them, people tell them, no, you're asking the wrong question. That you don't need to know that. You need to know this. This is what you need to know. This is the objective. This is the, SF1-2 that you have to know for this semester. You have to know this. That's not going to be on the CRCT. That's not going to be on the SAT. You don't need to know that. You need to know this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. No. It's ridiculous. Like, nobody wants to be around that. That is so unattractive and unappealing and just so god-awful. You are making people who love to learn hate it. And then you have the nerve to say, oh, they're just being lazy. They're doing this. They're doing that. No, you ruined it. And the government and all this other crap is just totally ruining it, and, like, they need to back off. And they need to try something else. But instead of trying something else, like something that's not so, like, bombarding these children, instead they sit there and say, okay, well, obviously they're not in school enough. Let's do year-round school. Let's do, Saturday school. Let's do this. Let's add another year. Let's put them in, school earlier. No! I just want to shake all of them. Like, really, really just shake them. This just makes me so angry. The education system is not that anymore. It's not an education system. It is a bull system. Like, really, it is just crap on crap on crap. No one's gonna learn. The only people who are learning anymore are the people who basically are hands-on. And no matter what you do in the classroom, no matter how much you screw up, they're going to go home and they're going to do it themselves and they're going to learn it. And that's the only people. Like, God forbid they're like one of those, they have to hear it or they have to see it personally, because you're totally screwing them over. Oh, the education system. Isn't it lovely? I mean, just peachy.
This feels like high school, where nothing's new, where every other boy tries to